When someone sends you an unsolicited email, do you owe them a response? Hello, this is Michael Bosey. Welcome to the program. Glad you can join me today. Now, I want to follow up on a recent episode that was entitled, I Love Your Blog Posts. I want to follow up on this strategy just because, to me, from my experience as someone who produces a lot of content, puts it out there via podcast and my other projects, I get a lot of this crappy, sucky internet strategy, which is to tease me with some praise with a hidden sales message under it. I hate this strategy, and I have to suffer this multiple times a day, usually via email, but also in the comments section of my blog, podcast, etc. And the supposition here is that these people seem to think that they have a right to a response, to spam. Let me cut to the chase. You don't have a right to my attention, just like I don't have a right to your attention. The hubris that's involved in that is just jaw-dropping, in my opinion. Sending 4 successive unanswered emails shows that you think that you have a right to a response. You don't. Again, there's another word for this, and it's called spam. You started with a false premise, and you started from a point of selfishness. That is not the way that we do marketing. Not around here, anyway. Now, there's no way that you are engaging in this strategy. You in my audience, I know you, and I know you wouldn't do this, but the reason that I'm calling this out is because I want you to help me fight back against this, to call out this behavior when it happens. I want to give you an actual example of how this strategy works. I'm going to anonymize it just so that, the goal here is not to shame someone. This person who's doing this, they're just doing their job, right? They're getting paid to do this. That's it, right? So, all right. So I'll use a sort of a gender neutral name or ambiguous name. I'll just call this person Jean. Message number 1 that I get. Hi, my name is Jean from such and such, and I've been reading ControlMouseMedia.com. I first got hooked on reading your most recent blog post. I've got a site that focuses specifically on fashion. I'm trying to get my name out there as best I can. I have a couple ideas for guest posts that I thought might be a really good fit for your site. Okay, stop there, Jean. Your site's focused on fashion? You said you've read my site, whatever that means, and you think that this is going to be a match. Okay, great. But look at just the bold-faced plea here. I'm trying to get my name out there as best I can. Oh, okay. Who cares what you're trying to do? And then there's a lie in it too after all this pitch, right? I understand what your readers love because I am one. I don't believe that at all. Okay, that's message number 1. I ignore it. It's a week later, almost to the minute, so this is probably automated. Hi, hope all is well with you, ! Just a quick follow-up from my previous email in case it slipped through the cracks. Again, quite the presumption. In case it slipped through the cracks, no, I ignored it because it was spam. Now, I'm wondering whether you'd be interested in me writing a high-quality guest post on your site, blah, blah, blah. Here are a couple ideas. Who cares? Okay, then, this is 11 days later. Same person gets in touch. Hi again, Jean here with such and such company. I reached out a couple times regarding potentially doing a guest post on your blog, just making sure it didn't slip through the cracks. Was wondering whether you'd be interested. Okay, you get the idea. And then a fourth message, which was a week after that. So this is message number 4 when I've not given a response at all. Of course, I've read these messages, so their ESP has showed that I've opened it, which is probably triggering something for me to get the next message. And again, I'm sure this is an automated sequence. Okay, message number 4. Hi, I'm sure you're busy, but if you could respond to my email below, I can cross this off my list. I can cross this off my list. Wow. Okay, so now it's my responsibility to manage your to-do list. The presumption here is just amazing. Like, I can't believe the gall of someone to send me 4 messages without getting a response, and then make it a responsibility of mine to have to respond to it. You guys, cut it out. This is such shitty marketing. And I couldn't help myself. I had to respond to this. My response was a quick, "Hi, Gene. Does this strategy work? Be honest." And I got back a curt response that says, "Yes, it does. Why, Michael?" ? I left it at that, but I had to give you this example because I'm sure you've seen this too. If you publish on the web at all, you've probably fallen prey to this strategy. And, I've tried to respond to these folks in good faith at points where it was maybe a little bit more personal message. And I thought, hey, maybe this isn't a scam. They're pretty much all scams. I'll just give you the answer in the back of the book. No reason for you to go through and work the solution. The answer is that it's always a scam. It's always someone forcing their priorities on you. And this one was particularly egregious, but I get literally dozens of these every week. It's annoying, and I want it to stop. So, do you get these messages too? Have you, seen this strategy in action, landing in your inbox in an unsolicited way? Let me know in the comments, or send me an email, or via Twitter, or whatever. I would love to hear if you're suffering this, and if you fight back at times. Do you respond and tell them to cut it out? Or, to me, I'm curious. I want to know, hey, is this thing actually working? Like I said, it must work if you get a response. And Gene here said that it does. But I would argue that no matter what you do, even if you get a response and you go through all this trouble, it doesn't work because you've sacrificed your credibility. You're not building real partnerships. You're not building a real audience. You're doing this in a self-centered, self-serving, selfish way. And that's not what I want to do. And I'm sure that it's not what you want to do either. So let's fight back against this. Let's call it out for what it is when it happens. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate your solidarity if you are nodding along. And if you're one of the people who are doing this, again, please stop. All right. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next episode.